for tuning in to another episode of Buckle Up Garage. Today, I got a couple things I want to get done. First thing is digging into an issue that I've known the white cars have for quite a while. It is also a victim of vinyl top. Not nearly as bad as the blue parts car is, but it's a problem nonetheless. If I want this car to be better, this is something that's going to have to be done. Full disclosure, I've never attempted this kind of a repair before, and very limited welding skills. I think using the term skill is probably stretching it a little bit, and very, very, very little sheet metal fabrication. I do believe I've got a line on a donor piece for this, so hopefully it's going to be in good enough shape that I can just kind of cut out of it the sections that I need. I think that'll make this a lot easier than trying to figure out how to, do the shrinker stretcher thing for the channel and forming metal. I think I got to walk before I run, and this is patch panels is probably going to be the way to go. So I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off here. I did start already. Got a little bit of a window into it, but I need to see just how extensive this is. It looks to be pretty much just along the bottom. The top seems to be pretty decent, so let's turn this around here and then show you what I've seen so far. All right, so down here where the emblem was, roof's still attached here. It's a little flaky, pretty decent. There's a little bit of something going on here, but I think this is pretty solid, but it's pretty clear. It's bad, and I expect it's going to be bad all the way across. So I am going to continue kind of stripping this stuff out of here. Man, yeah, there's some holes here. I'm hoping the upper half of this is good, and I'm just going to have to deal with this down here because I think I have got my I've got a line on some replacement stuff, because I think this would be a weird thing to try and learn how to fabricate sheet metal on, but one way or the other I'm going to make this better. So I'm going to keep chopping away at this and just see how bad this gets. So I think this is the worst of it. It is very solid up here. I'm not going to go much further with the vinyl top because this is still pretty secure, but clearly this is bad. This whole, really the only way to do this is this whole, the glass got to come out, and this whole section, the Dutchman panel, tops of the quarters, that's all going to have to be replaced. But again, yeah, I mean, there's nothing here. It gets coming on the other side. I think it's reasonably solid through here, but again, this is loose, this is bad. It's starting to eat a little bit into the top of the quarter. But again, I've seen worse, and for anybody that needs a reminder, let's take a quick peek at this one. I mean, this one's totally gone all the way through. I know it's dark in here, but fresher. This roof is just nothing but holes. Holes. So there's really nothing to chop off of this to use to rebuild the channel and bastard. But at least now I know what I'm dealing with. I'm sure once the glass is out and the moldings are off, we're going to see some even worse stuff. But I hopefully have found a donor, and we'll see just how bad this is. Alright, so it's time to move the Blue Parts car out of the garage, make some room. We got a new driveway and a new concrete pad, so I got some more room to work. But the garage is pretty small, so I'm going to start stripping this thing for parts most likely. I guess basically try and figure out where I'm going to go with this thing, what I'm going to do with it, how this all plays out. But right now I need to move it out of the garage. So get her strapped up and drag her out and move her where she needs to be. All right, so we've got the parts car out of the garage onto the new slab. I don't have a gear set in this thing. I took that out, and I noticed in the garage without the gear set it was dripping gear lube, so I had some cardboard underneath there because I really don't want to wreck my new concrete slab before I've done anything with it. But here's a walk around. Now that it's out of the garage, you can see this thing a little bit better. And in case you're wondering what the trunk looks like, yeah, it's pretty much gone too. Might be able to save the lower portion of that trunk drop. It's bad up here. I don't know if you can see down in there. It's actually pretty solid where it meets the quarter, so I might be able to carve something out of that. Wheel wells, well, it's separating from the floor. It might be halfway decent if need be. That's how bad the back window's rotted out. The inner panel is fallen down, rotted out. But like I said, paint's pretty messed up, but kind of messed up in a cool way. The other side isn't really any better or worse than the driver's side. Vinyl tops. Gotta love them. Gotta love them. Yeah, that floor's junk. That floor's junk. We've gone through all this. A lot of mold and stuff. The seats are burned up. Dashes, pretty bad. Good chunk out of it. Buddy seat will probably clean up a little bit. I don't know what it is about these C-bodies, but the dashboards get this weird sticky goo to them. But I don't know. Overall, it's kind of cool, and it's on a new slab where I can kind of get after it and do what I got to do with it. So we did that today, and then we'll kind of revisit. We did this today. Took a look, see how bad this is. Not nearly as bad as the other car, but it's going to be interesting. And you can see close up. This one's got its issues too. You know, once upon a time I touched all this up, but over the years it's just kind of come back. The paint's rough on this side, but yeah, new driveway. Yeah, looks like I messed up the license plate on the Aspen. It's gonna do it for today. Not much, just some mundane stuff that I needed to get done. Do appreciate you tuning in. You can hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, all that good stuff. Help me out on the algorithms. Until we do the next episode. Later.